Tony Robbins has arguably helped more people than anyone else in the last 20 years. He's consulted and coached some of the top world leaders, including 3 US presidents. So in this video, we're gonna go over exactly how Tony Robbins does this, how he's able to really help so many different people from all walks of life, from all ages, all around the world, turn it around with just a few simple conversations. You're gonna get the exact same formula Tony Robbins goes to and uses with these people to help them overcome either anxiety, nerves, depression, fear in under 60 seconds. Then at the end, I'll give you 10 rapid fire ways that you can literally walk away from this video and try out in the comfort of your own home that can massively and drastically improve your overall happiness, your calm, your productivity. Sound good? Hey Refusers, it's Clark with Refusing to Settle. If you like this style of content and you're excited about this video, hit that like button. It really helps us out in the YouTube algorithm, and check the description for some more free stuff. Without further ado, let's get into the video now. This first clip is from his documentary, I Am Not Your Guru, and I want you to look at how Tony Robbins is using a thing called a state break and see if you can figure out why this works. Watch this clip now and we'll talk about what he just did at the end.
I don't find a way out.
What makes you hate yourself? Is it the red shoes?
What?
Is it the red shoes?
No.
Are you sure? Because they're fucking red. Don't you be smiling like that. You'll fuck everything up.
This is a strategy Tony's using called a state break, and we're going to talk about it the rest of this video before you get 10 ways to use these on yourself. Let's look at another real life example from one of his seminars. This time around, see if you can catch what he's doing and the change in energy when Tony is breaking this man's state.
Someone who feels really depressed, raise your hand. Give him a microphone, please. Give him a hand. He's really depressed, for God's sakes. What's your name?
Bob.
Bob, where are you from?
Seattle.
That's why you're depressed.
I know. It's all the rain.
All that rain, darkness. You're ruining this depression thing by laughing.
That's why I know.
Yeah, please go back to that depression thing. Thank you.
What he just did there is use humor, one of the ways, to diffuse this man's depressed state. It's a pattern interrupt. When you think of something out of the blue, it changes your state and catches you off guard. I will say, do not try this on friends unless you have an insane amount of rapport. This man is obviously comfortable with Tony because he's at his seminar and he knows where Tony's coming from. Otherwise, this could go over very, very wrong. Let's keep going now.
Are you really depressed right now?
Yeah, I just, my wife just filed for divorce yesterday.
I understand.
So.
Are you sure there's not a part of you that's not ready to go? Yay!
There might be.
Yeah. I thought there might be a mixture in there. I saw it in your eyes.
That's what I came here for.
That's what you came here for. So let me just ask you this. On a 0 to 10, how depressed are you?
You know, when I moved out and then I wasn't able to say goodnight to my kids every night, that was pretty high.
Yeah.
9, 10.
Yeah.
You know,
I get it.
only not selfish enough to take my life depressed.
Good for you. I can see you're not a selfish man. So what's happened is your life conditions don't match your blueprint.
Right. Far from it right now.
And he feels out of control, powerless to change it. Am I right about that or no?
Right. Absolutely.
So that's where depression comes from. Depression comes when your life doesn't match your blueprint and you feel powerless to change it.
The very first place he starts is getting yourself in a better state. The biggest mistake most people make with depression or anxiety or any of these symptoms is that they try to go immediately to solving it. I'm depressed, okay, what is going on? Okay, how do I solve this? They try to think about how to get out of depression, okay, the strategy. And then they tell themselves a story of why they're depressed. And then they try to motivate themselves to go do it or get in a state. That is the complete wrong way. What Tony Robbins does is he flips that. He says it goes the opposite way. You need to get yourself in a position of where you feel inspired or, better than you do now, state. Then you need to fix the story of how you got here, and only then can you tackle the strategy. It doesn't go strategy, story, state. It goes state, story, strategy. Pretty cool, right? Let me drive this home. Let me ask you a question. How do you feel after you go out for a night drinking? Okay, and you wake up the next day and you're hungover and it's noon and the sun is up and the birds are chirping and you hit the snooze button 5 times. I mean, do you feel really good? No, your state is awful. Then what do you tell yourself? You tell yourself the story of, oh my God, my life's a wreck. That's why I went out drinking and I need to escape it because my job sucks and I hate my job and my boss or my relationship or whatever. And the strategy is, how do I get out of this? Oh, it's too much work, so I'll just forget about it. Okay, that happens, even consciously or unconsciously. That's the route most people take. Let's take a different approach. How do you feel if you go to the gym? Can you change your state? Or you go on a vacation? And then the strategy becomes, how can I do more of this? Look at his seminars. They're like half rock concert, half personal development seminar. It's not a bunch of people sitting in a therapy session for 20 hours just being bored and talking about their problems. People are jumping up and down. There's loud music playing. If you're in the event room, people are high-fiving strangers all around. He's getting you in a positive state, knowing that no matter what strategy or story or any of that stuff, it doesn't even matter because we reverse the order, right? You want to overcome depression and anxiety? Reverse the order. Then what does he do? He tells you stories, okay, about other people who have overcome adversity or challenges or depression or anxiety or achieved something. And then he gives you the strategies. You see how this works? He doesn't just start here and here's all the tactical stuff you need to know. It's just like this video, guys. At the end of this video, I'm giving you 10 rapid fire ways to overcome this. But until you really get in a state of where you're like, yeah, I'm motivated, I want to, and you understand this, none of that even matters. Tony Robbins says, identify your problems, but give all your power to your solutions. The reason most people are depressed is because they're addicted to their problem. There's another example that's pretty famous. I can't even show the footage because it's so famous and it'll get claimed, but it's a bunch of people bouncing a basketball and passing it. And the video says, count how many times the basketball is being passed. And so you pass it around, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and these people in a circle are. And then you don't know this, okay? There's a giant gorilla that walks right through the shot. Okay, it's literally a guy in a gorilla outfit. He does a dance, he turns around. You'll probably notice it because I told you, but if you didn't know that there was a gorilla there, you're so focused on the balls getting passed and counting them and not missing any of them, you don't even notice the giant gorilla that just walked through the shot. It's the same thing with your state. When you're in that state and you're focused on everything that's wrong and all this stuff, you don't even notice the things around you or things that you could be doing differently. What a state does is it's almost me telling you, hey, there's gonna be a gorilla, and then you notice it instantly. That's what a state change is. So if you're suffering right now, or maybe you're anxious, what are some things that you can do around your house or that don't cost much, or you might want to try out that can really impact your state so your story and your strategy get better? Here's 10 that Tony Robbins goes to and uses with people. Just a warning, some of these might be a little weird. These are all state changes that I've personally used, and I can vouch that these work if you're willing to do them and give them a shot. My recommendation is try 2 or 3 of these on any given week, and your life will feel so much better. The first one is cold exposure. One of the videos I found, he was talking about this cold plunge he has at his house and how he gets in that thing every single morning, 7 days a week. It's one of the first thing he does. He walks to the front, he's like, I do not want to do this, and he makes himself jump into essentially an ice bath. Now you can do other things like cryotherapy, where they actually freeze your body. I believe it's negative 273 degrees Fahrenheit. You can post it in the comments below if I got that wrong, for like 3 minutes. Super good for anti-inflammatory, but it also just changes your physiology, which is what Tony says is one of the fastest ways to actually change your state. Another way, we talked about the cold, now let's talk about the hot. This is my personal favorite. We got one at the health club. It's a dry sauna. Okay, it's 180 degrees or between there and 220, and you sit in that thing for 15 minutes and you are sweating, and sweat's just pouring down you, and you're like, why did I do this? Why did I do this? But when you come out of there, you feel awesome. Okay, you do 15 minutes on, go shower, go do something, 15 minutes off, and then another 15-minute round. You will feel amazing by the end of that. That's literally 45 minutes. You can feel like a totally different person and get totally different answers. I even take my phone in there, which I know is terrible for battery life. It gets covered in sweat and everything, but some of my best ideas for this channel, for this business, for my coaching clients come in that sauna, and I write notes while I'm doing it. Or I'll listen to a podcast, or I'll put on music and I'll write notes in there for the 15 minutes. Second thing is comedy. Tony uses a ton of comedy throughout his seminars, and this is intentional. Again, it's state change, but it's also entertaining. He's one of the best public speakers out there. Comedy is a great way to change your state. It's physically good for you, it's mentally healthy, and laughter has so many studies on it. So every single night, go on Netflix. There's like I don't know, they're practically giving them away now, stand-up specials. So go on there and watch one a night is something you can do to help you overcome and get yourself in better states. One Netflix special a night, that's number 2. Number 3, exercise. Anything works, okay? A lot of people are like, what's the best kind of exercise? Should I do weights? Should I do running? Should I do what? Tony uses a thing called a rebounder. Now this is a mini trampoline and he bounces on before he goes out and talks. It's something that moves your lymphatic system, okay? So there's a circulatory system, which is your blood, and there's a lymphatic system, which carries a lot of toxins and it can get clogged up. That's why if you sit on an airplane and you get up and your feet are kind of squishy and you haven't gotten up in like 10 hours, that's lymph pooling at the bottom of your feet. And this doesn't have a pump like your heart, like your circulatory system that moves it automatically. So you need to actually move, and that's one of the best benefits of exercise. So you can get a rebounder. We've done a video in the past that, I don't know what the views are now, but it got some views. It was like in 2016 or 15, it was ridiculous, on rebounding and some more benefits if you're interested. 4th thing, this is my all-time favorite. And if you do this one, you'll feel like a different person in 3 to 5 minutes. This is the Wim Hof breathing method. Okay, Wim Hof holds records for ice baths. I interviewed him on the Paleo Hacks podcast years ago. He came on, he did it one-on-one with me.
Just do it, Clark. We do it for 1 minute, and then you will be able to stay without air in the lungs for 2 minutes.
Now, I'm not going to play the full clip here, but if you want that, I'll link it in the description below. It's pretty much a series of deep breaths where you go in, and then you let it out. And you do that 30 times, you'll be able to hold your breath for about 2 minutes without oxygen by the end of that. It's amazing. This is how Wim has beaten viruses. This is how Wim has hiked Mount Everest in just his shorts and like a t-shirt and no shoes. The guy's an animal. This makes you feel massive and alive. Number 5, this is using a meditation app. Now, I'm not the one to talk to about meditation because I keep talking about how I should do it, and I look at my streaks and I think my longest one is like 4 or 5 days. But just 10 minutes a day, I notice every single time I do it, I feel a lot better. Tony talks about this a lot, that it doesn't matter which kind you're doing. Okay, some people are like, oh, TM meditation, mantra-based meditation, or whatever. I use an app called Calm. Okay, it's just a Calm app. It's really, they have a free daily episode, I believe, every single day, and you can meditate for 10 minutes. Even 10 minutes a day is better than 0, and that's a great way you can help reduce either depression, anxiety. Number 6, this is one that I use, taking 30 days off of caffeine. Based on my research, I'm pretty sure Tony doesn't do caffeine, or if he does, it's very small. I know he's not big on stimulants or alcohol or anything like that. Sometimes caffeine can wind you up so much and actually cause a lot of anxiety. You know, caffeine overdose, if you ever had it, it feels like a full-blown panic attack. It doesn't feel good. So if you're addicted right now to either coffee or stimulants, which guys, I'm not the one to talk to about that. I mean, I've used this stuff since I was 14 years old. I love it. I love caffeine, but I've slowly been cutting it down. Taking 30 days off of coffee when I was on a farm in Hawaii made me feel amazing. Okay, doing like exercise and no coffee for 30 days, amazing. Some of the best sleep of my life, which we know if you're not sleeping enough, definitely affects your depression and anxiety levels. Number 7, this is to take 30 days off of alcohol. Okay, alcohol also affects your sleep negatively, and it can create a lot of depression and anxiety and mess with your hormone levels. All right, number 8, I'm so stoked to share this one with you. This is a supplement. Now, I never really talk about supplements on this channel, but I know Tony actually has his own line of supplements and he's really into health and nutrition. I'm not sure if he recommends this one. He may or may not, but this is the one that I found on a YouTube channel. I watched an interview with a bodybuilder, and he was like, you know, I used to be this huge guy and eat all this meat, and then I went vegan, and I'm like, I'm not gonna go vegan. And he's like, but I take these probiotics now, and within like 8 days, people report not needing coffee anymore or having more energy. And I thought it was skeptical. I was watching this video like, all right, I've been sold a magic pill before, you know, I buy everything. So I was like, how much can this one pill or 4 pills in the morning really help? But I was like, what do I have to lose? I just have to pop 4 pills in the morning, I'll give it a shot. So being the consumer I am, I bought it. I bought the full pack with the enzymes and everything. It's P3OM probiotics, and these help your gut, which stimulates a lot of dopamine and serotonin levels in your brain. And if your gut's not healthy, your whole body can't be healthy. P3OM, it's a fantastic product. I hope to be affiliated with them, so maybe this will change because I love the stuff and I really benefited from it. I mean, at the time of recording, I'm not. So you can look it up on your own, but hopefully there'll be an affiliate link in the description if you want to support this channel. But I noticed an insane surge of energy first thing in the morning when I wake up. I don't need to oversleep. I don't need that first cup of coffee. I have more energy throughout the day, just more mental clarity and less brain fog and more cognition from this one supplement. I've never taken a supplement in my life that had the same effect of this. The only other supplements I've taken that I know for sure work are like pre-workouts, which are pretty bad for you. The next tip, this is to journal. Okay, so this is my little 8.5 by 11 journal. I keep one every single year and I swap it out. You guys have seen that on this channel, The Ultimate Guide to Keeping a Journal, which I'll link up. If you haven't, the playlist, go binge watch that. This thing has the power to change your life, okay? Tony journals, you know, he writes everything down. He's a ferocious note taker, as well as like some of the biggest top minds like Bill Gates, Napoleon Hill, Dale Carnegie, pretty much anyone, Leonardo da Vinci, Einstein, Oprah, they all keep journals. So some of the greatest minds have kept journals, and it's a fantastic way you can coach yourself. We talk a lot about coaching and mentors, but a lot of times you already know what to do. Okay, you really do. Like for depression or anxiety, that's what this video is about, but you know, for everything too, you know these tactics and you just need to do them. So sometimes like you can go somewhere and pay someone $100, $200, $500 an hour to coach you and be like, yeah, go do this. But you already know, so it's better to coach yourself. And that's why I love journaling. So I'll link up the My Best Journal course in the description below. If you wanna learn how to coach yourself and change your life, that's there. It's been selling for years and we update it every single year. Thousands of people have bought it by now. And if you're like, Clark, I want a journal, but I don't know where to start, I'll also link down below the 11 questions to change your life. If you journal on these 11 questions, they're some of the best ones that I've asked. Fantastic place to start, okay? So get a journal, answer those 11 questions, and it'll help you on the path. The last one, this is something that I do. I find that if I'm ever in a low point, it's because I stopped growing. Right? You're either growing or you're dying. It's one thing Tony Robbins talks about. You know, things that don't grow, they die, like leaves on a tree, they fall to the ground. One of my favorite ways to grow is reading, okay? Now I have a big, pretty eclectic, many leather-bound books. My house smells of rich mahogany out there. But one of the things I've transitioned to is just on my phone, using Audible, okay? And so whenever I have downtime traveling or on tour or, you know, in between videos, or maybe I'm cooking or I'm doing laundry or whatever, mundane tasks, I'll put on an audiobook at 1.5 speed, and you can bang out 2-3 books a week depending on how much time you have. 1 book a month is definitely doable. So I'll link down to Audible in the description below, and if you use that link, it's an affiliate link, so it helps out this channel. You don't have to use it, you can do it on your own, but we appreciate it if you do. And you also get a free book with that link down below with your free trial for Audible. One of my books I'd recommend is Unlimited Power by Tony Robbins. If you haven't read it, go get it on Audible now. So that is 10 ways to overcome either depression or anxiety or change your state so you can change your story and get better strategies in the spirit of Tony Robbins. I'm Clark from Refusing to Settle. Hit that thumbs up right now if you haven't and you made it to the end of this video, and subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you so much for being on the channel, guys. Love each and every one of you, and until next time, stop settling, start living. See ya.